Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're back in Minecraft. We're going to continue with the Minecraft village makeover using the nether woods, the crimson and the warped woods. And this is the village that we've been working on, and you can clearly see which buildings we've already done makeovers on. I thought today we could possibly work on the fishing hut. So I think we'll probably use the warped wood for this one because it's a sort of bluey green colour, and that will fit nicely with the theme of water and fishing. Oh look, there's our fisherman. Hello Mr. Fisherman. Would you mind if we gave your house a makeover and turned your little fishing shack into a beautiful home? Maybe we could put a little pier at the back for him to fish from, little porch at the side, maybe extend a big living area above, and like I said, we're going to use the warped woods. Take a look at the house right next to us to decide which particular pieces we might want to use for this build. So let's type in warped woods and let's take a look. So I think we'll use the stripped warped wood, but we'll use the one that's got the pattern on the top of it, and the slab and the stair, because we can use that on the edge of a porch perhaps. The fence for some support posts, and I think we'll use the trapdoor maybe for window shutters, just to add that little bit of colour. Oh look, the warped fungus on a stick. Oh yeah, that's for catching the little mount thing that you can ride, isn't it, in the nether. I forgot what it's called. I haven't played that because I tend not to play the survival because I just get totally super scared in survival. I just like to play around with the building. So let's start by picking up some of the materials from the house itself to extend the size of the living quarters here. Now I'm building this as we go, so you can see how I think about it and how I do this. So I'd like a porch round the side, maybe this side, a dock out the back where they've got the little tiny dock already, extend it out a bit further, make some living space upstairs. That's kind of the idea that I'm going with at the moment. So let's remove, oh I like the idea of the support posts using the fencing for the dock area. That's quite cool, we might use that. We'll use the warped fence of course. Let's do the extension there at the edges, so let's go 3. 3's a nice size for a porch area, isn't it? And then we'll maybe extend the dock a little bit further out at the back here. We can't go too far because we're only in a fairly small pond area. So yeah, we'll extend a couple more on this very centre section to make a little like dock area for him to fish from. And he'll have a much more substantial dock area to be able to fish from because of the way we're building it at the back. So yeah, maybe if we just use the half slabs, then it's just a half step down from the back door. I think maybe we want a 2-colour porch area though, so I'm just thinking about the dimensions for the extension of the porch. No, fence, we want fence. You don't want slab underwater, we want the fence to support it out. So if we go 3 at the side, yeah, so that would be 3. I'm kind of thinking that it should be slightly higher at this side, but with where the path is at the side of this, I think we might have to adjust something. I'm just trying to decide what we're going to adjust. Do we want like proper supports using the stripped planks? See, I'm still thinking about it as we go here. You can see I haven't pre-planned this, I just woke up this morning and thought, yeah, we haven't done Minecraft in ages, let's do something for the village makeover. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking that we want some sort of support underwater like that. Should we put one down here at the end as well? So we need to come up from the floor. I hope I've put that in the right spot. Yes, it's the right place. Right, so one more. Yeah, because if it's just free floating, it looks wrong. So it definitely needs some sort of actual support down to the bottom of the water. Otherwise it's just going to look wrong. And then the fencing provides the rest of the support to make sure it doesn't sink. The dock doesn't sink, that is. I'm definitely thinking half slabs in this back section, but then round the side I'm thinking maybe we have a full block so that we've got a 2-height porch area. And I'm thinking we want the edging in the warped wood, and maybe we fill the centre section in with the... Yeah, because if we make it with the full slab, a full slab high at the back, I think it's just going to be too tall. I think we might have to knock a little bit of the path out to make this work well, yeah. And I think if we have stairs from this lower section now going up, yeah, so 3 out, and then we're going to want to go round. Yeah, I'll extend it an extra block I think on this side just to make it look right. So we're using the upside down stairs to form an edging, and then we have stairs coming down here onto a slightly lower section of porch and dock area at the back of the house. Yeah, I think this is going to shape up to work, I think, and then the centre area that's still blank we'll fill in with the normal oak logs. So then we want to come out here on the lower section. Not slower, it's lower, not slower. I always get at least one word wrong, don't I? Now I was thinking maybe just 1 block wide for this extending section, but that might look wrong because we're then extending just in the warped wood, and then if we fill the centre in the oak, that's just not going to look right, is it? So see, this is how the design changes as you go. So I was thinking it was all going to be 1 level, now I'm making it 2 different levels, and I was thinking the back section there would just be 1 wide, now I'm making it 3 wide. So the whole thing just changes as you go. So you try things out, and if you don't like it, then you would alter it, and just keep altering it until you're happy with it, and that's how building goes. And everybody has their own style. The point of these videos is to try and help you see how I'm thinking things through, to help you start to think your own process through and design how you want to, and develop the way that you process things and think about building, and change it and alter it as you go until you become better and better and better builders. So we're going to use the oak half slab now to fill in this lower section. I mean, I love the crimson woods and I love the warped woods, but I think if you build totally in those stronger colours, it just overwhelms too much. So I like having the paler, more neutral colours in there to make the whole thing just look so much more fabulous. So we'll put a little fence along the side wall here on this stair edge section, and then if we extend that up a little bit, we can use that as a support for the upper story of the extension to the fishing shack. So I want to add an upper story onto the fishing shack to make it a living space for the fishermen, rather than it just being his place of business. Now if I see, now because the porch area extends beyond the house, this now makes this fence in the wrong place. I think we might have to move it in 1, but let's start by taking the roof off the fishing shack so that we can extend another floor onto there for a living area for the guy. So if we bring out the support pillars there, now you can see what I mean. The actual support of the fence now is in the wrong place to support the wood here. So we're going to have to move the wood fence as the support 1 in, so that it's in the right spot to support that. And then we want to extend those wood beams out by 1 more. And then we turn it into a full section so that that will now be the floor space for the upper story. And then you'll have the balcony underneath the living space for the fishing shack. So we're putting our flooring here to fill in the area. So if you look at it from underneath, you've got a half slab in there, so you've got some depth looking up from the balcony area. So we want to remove all of the roofing on this fishing building because we're going to need to redo that once we've built the upper story. And the fisherman, you can hear him, he's like, "What have you done to my house? Don't destroy my fishing shack." So we stick by the 3x3 build area, so you put the cobblestone all the way around and then add the glass right in the centre, and we want to do that all the way around. Add the glass, bring up the oak beams for the supports, one higher than the cobblestone, and on the other side one higher, fill in across the top. And then we want to do the same above the balcony porch area that we've just built. So let's do the frame, and then we'll fill in with the cobblestone. So it'll have a 3x3 gap in the middle there. Grab the cobblestone and go around the edges. And do that on all of the sides. Cobblestone in a 3x3 with one gap in the middle to add the glass to it. I'm just debating whether the exposed end actually looks nice, but I think I prefer it with the exposed end. You could try and put the non-exposed ends poking out at the side, if you can see what I was saying. Depends on your own personal choice. Oh no, leave the gap in the middle for the glass, kitty. Let's pop the glass in. There. And there. Oh, we missed the wall at the other end. There we go. So we missed this one. We need to fill this one in. Cobblestone. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One space in the centre for the glass. No, not a door, a glass. Oak log across the top. There we go. So now that gives us an extra story as living space for the fishermen. Now we have to decide how we're going to do the roof. So the one right next to us is done in half slabs going in. I think that would make it a very flat roof for this. And as you can see, if we look around the village, we've actually done a lot of different styles. So this one's stairs. I think we might go slightly more like this one. It won't be such a tall roof because we've only got a small structure here. So if we use the stairs in the warped wood and the oak wood, so along the top support row here we'll use warped wood, and we'll extend it one stair to either side of the building. And let's go down to the other side and do the same, extend it by one past the building, and then use the warped stairs all the way along the top oak structure. And then we want to go underneath and above. So underneath, turn and above, and we're going to use the steps coming in. So put an upside down one with a right side one on top of it until they join in the middle. Where we've got one gap, we put an upside down one, and then on top of it a right way round one, like so. So you can see all the different roofs throughout the village. We've got lots and lots and lots of different styles of roof with lots of different little edging decorations. So I think this is one we've not used with a turned in stair at the corner, so that's another slight variation in the roof structure. So let's do the same on the edge here. Let's slowly build the warped wood sections inwards until they meet in the middle. It's a very traditional style of roof that you've seen me do a lot. Put the upside down stair in the middle and then the right side on top. Then we want to swap to the oak wood stairs, and we want to fill in along the top of the wall first, like so, and then we want to carefully add in the next layer. Like I say, it's quite a small building, so we just want 2 layers of stairs on both sides of the roof. So let's go around the other side now and do the others, and then across the top we're going to have to decide how we're going to fill in the centre. So one row right along the top of the wall, and the second row above it. That's slightly more difficult to place because you haven't got the floor section to build onto. Now it's just a one wide gap at the top of the building, so the best thing to finish the roof off is going to be a half slab. Now here we've got a choice. We can use the oak wood half slab all the way along, or if we grab this from the other building here, we can use the warped slab. Now both of those could look really cool with the building, so it's a matter of personal preference which one you want to use. I think I'm going to use the warped slab because I'm using quite a lot of these colours in this particular village. But as with so much in building, it's all personal preference. Both of them, either the oak or the warped wood along the top of the roof, would both look absolutely fabulous. So just use whatever your personal preference is. And if we look here, don't forget we've got a little gap here at the end of the building, but I think it's going to be much simpler to fill it in from inside the building, so that's what we'll do. Now if you take a look at this warped wood support that we've got here, it looks very thin and rickety for the chunky building that's above it. It looks like it could potentially fall down at any moment, and I really like the way that looks. But if you really don't like that and it makes you feel uncomfortable, instead of the support using the fence, you could exchange that for some solid supports with the oak beams, or even some of the warped wood in that bottom section there at the edge of the porch. I think we could use a little bit of a roof structure near the back door here, so I'm going to use the warped fence there as a little bit of a support from the side of the building, and I'm going to use the oak slabs along the side here. I'm actually going to double it up because as you can see, it's free floating above where the support fences are, and then I'm going to bring it out by one on the lower level, so we've got that slight step down or tiering or layering in this extension along the back. Now I'm going to swap to the warped wood, and we're going to come around the edges. That there will mean that the whole of this roof structure overlaps the 3 wide section of the porch area, and I'm going to wrap it all the way around the building. Just one block all the way around the building. Hello Mr. Fisherman, how are you doing? So there we go, we've got a little bit of a rain canopy for fishing in the rain at the back, and then you've also got the open dock for if you want to enjoy the sunshine with no roof above your head. And then that little bit of fencing sticking out of the side of the building actually gives it some support. In fact, I'm going to add a few more of these support fences just to make it look a little bit more supported and a little less precarious. I think we also want some over here as well. Let's extend these by one along the sides all the way around. It just makes the whole thing look and feel much more realistic because it's got some form of support there. But because the supports aren't huge, it also makes the whole thing look a little bit rickety and possibly a little bit precarious. I really kind of like that look. I'm really happy with that. I like it. I think we want a nice little seat added onto the porch at the side here. Nice place to sit and relax. Which just leaves us the interior here. So downstairs we've just got the very traditional little fishing hut. And there's the access to the back porch and fishing and dock area now. There isn't space to put in stairs here, so we're going to need to use a ladder in the corner near the door in order to access the upper story. And we're also going to need to use some torches because we're going to have to move the ones that are already in here in order to put the upstairs floor in. So if we put a couple of torches in, and then we need to remove these so that we can put the floor in for upstairs. I'm just going to put a couple in for higher up, but we'll probably have to move those later because I'm not quite sure where I've put them. So let's add the ladder to the corner here, which allows us to get upstairs. Lovely. Right, now we need to make sure we add the floor. And don't forget to leave space for the ladder access. Oops, that wasn't what we meant to do. Right, we're going to need to fix the hole. Thank you. Right, now we want the half slab in the oak to put in the flooring. And making sure that we leave the space for the ladder access to get up here. And we want to add a few torches. I think I'm going to put them in the corners. In the four corners, and then we need to move the ones that are in the wrong spots. There we go. Right, don't forget to fill in the gaps where the walls should be next to the roof area. That's 4 blocks on each side. 1, 2, 3, and then one in the middle above that. Beautiful. All done with the cobblestone to fill it all in. That's all done nicely. So we just want a little bit of furniture in this upstairs area. A space for the fishermen to live. We're going to keep it very, very simple. We'll pop him in a little table. We'll use the warped wood for the support for the table. We could use the oak, or we could use the warped wood stairs for chairs. I think I'll use the warped wood. I was going to use the oak, but then I realised that that would blend in very much into the flooring, so use whatever colour scheme that you like for your decorations, of course. Like I said, I'm going to keep it very, very simple. I think we'll use a blue bed, because again we're going for the water theme here. We won't need the fence post again, I don't think. Maybe a flower for decoration, possibly a blue one again, so we want the flower pot. I don't want to overdo it. Maybe some of the let's see, smoker maybe for the smoking of the fish. Some sort of storage, maybe a barrel or a chest. Yeah, I think we'll use a smoker and a barrel for his like equipment for his job and making a bit of food and stuff. Yeah, so you use whichever items you think are suitable for the profession based buildings. Just add the things that suit the particular building. Here we've got the fishing building, so it's got all the fishing stuff downstairs. And we use a piece of carpet, I think, for the tabletop. I use the cyan so it matches the bed. And I think we use a cornflower because that's a blue flower. What do we not need? Air torches. I don't think we need those. So if we put the stairs in as chairs, or should I put it the other way around? The other way around. Carpet for the tabletop. Profession things. Storage. Smoker. Storage. Does that make sense now? I think storage in the corner makes more sense, doesn't it? And then the smoker in front of it. It's not got a lot of space, so it's a little bit cramped up here. Then we need the bed. Let's make it a double bed. Don't know if the fisherman's married or not, but maybe he will later. Or should I put the plant pot? No, we'll have a little like space for a table thing there, and then we'll put the flower pot next to the smoker, just so it's a little bit of a homey touch. And we're going to keep it super simple, and I think that is going to be all we're going to put in, because the fisherman's a very simple village person. He doesn't have lots of comfort. He's just a sole guy all by himself. He's got his fishing place downstairs. He just wants somewhere to lay his head and eat at night. And that, I think, is the fishing hut updated for my village. Oh yeah, trapdoors for the windows. I did say I'd do that, didn't I? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the warped trapdoor at the left and right of every window going around the house, and that will then be the end of the build. As you can see, we've not done an awful lot of work on the build, but we have transformed it into a completely different building, and I hope that you get some ideas from what I've done here to help you with your own transformations in your own world. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From Soft Kitty 99, goodbye and happy game!